I think for a long time I felt like I was a side character in my own life. Like I just put my life on pause, but the time kept passing. I never really caught on to it either. At least, it took me way longer than I'm proud to admit. At the time, I felt like everything in my life was kind of going downhill, so I began to tunnel vision on work and trying to progress in my career. Though in the process, I accidentally abandoned a lot of the core values in my life. I stopped seeing friends, I wasn't eating or sleeping well, and spending most of my time staring at a screen. I basically started living life in the passenger seat and no one was driving. Looks good.
Did the bag say what number they were? Fuck.
To no surprise, I was quickly burning out, and so I decided to book a trip to a place as far away from work as I could. South Africa. Look, the trip was great, and it was amazing to spend some quality time with my parents, but there was only one problem. When I got back after 3 weeks away, I felt the exact same as when I left. Honestly, it's pretty grim, but I went straight back to work the next day after flying in, and maybe it was from a lack of sleep, or that I was just finally at my breaking point. When I got home that night, I basically sat in the shower and cried for about an hour. That's when I finally realized that something was wrong. I looked around me and I was completely alone. I was sleeping on a single bed mattress on the floor and I was so burnt out that I absolutely hated what I was doing, which is crazy because I absolutely love what I do. And yeah. So I just went to put the legs on the desk and I realized that I set this up wrong. So need to undo it a little bit, put it back together, and then we'll continue. And now I understand why they get you to do this at the start, because it is way harder to do now that it is attached to other things. Just taking a snack break, but I pretty desperately needed change, and so I set out a date where I just completely switch up my life. It was a bit of a last-ditch effort, but I needed something drastic. The plan was essentially to fly overseas, take a break, and slowly just rinse my savings before I find a new job there. And that would have been the case if it wasn't for... This threw a spanner in the works for sure. You know, everything I'd worked so hard for had finally come knocking. Meanwhile, I was ready to give it all up and become a monk. Look at the desk. Nice, right? So I thought I would give you guys a little haul of some of the stuff I've bought so far for the kitchen. As you can see, I've got some cooking utensils that are hanging here. I don't know if they'll stay there, but I didn't know where else to put them, so conveniently they have hooks, so maybe they'll stick around. I got a pan, ordinary. I got some nice charcoal plates. Just got 2 of them because it's just me. And if I have guests, well, fuck them. Little ones as well. I wanted to just get essentials first, and so like plates, cutlery, that kind of thing. I cook, so I got a pot and a pan. The pot is... pot. But the reason I'm flicking on the camera and you see this big bag that stuff is falling out, my sister hooked it up, man. Way too much. You know, I've already said thank you to her, but if you're watching this, I really appreciate it. I feel like my sister and I had a complicated relationship when I was growing up because, like, I don't know, she was my older sister. I was a little brat, I guess. So like, I don't know, we never really like hung out or like, we like weren't really like friends when I was young, if that makes sense. So let's take a look and see what we got. I already had a peek because I had to open the bag. Some clothes hangers. Oh my God, this is so clutch. You guys can't see it, but right behind you, there's 2 suitcases with all my clothes just spread out on the floor. So this is very helpful. Then the stuff that fell out, some tongs and a peeler. Super nice. Cheese grater. Or I guess any grater. Just cheese. Nice. Cutting board, a nice oven tray. I can start cooking stuff in the oven. I have one. I assume it works. Also, you guys have probably noticed I don't know where to put anything yet. So right now, everything's just spread around until I figure out what I should do with it. Oh, yes. Mixing bowls. If you guys have been around the channel long enough, and I mean like long, like when I was in high school. I actually don't know if this video ever made it to YouTube, but known for whipping up some pancakes. My dad used to make us pancakes basically every single weekend. Either that or like bacon and egg wraps. Love it. For when I spill pancakes on the floor, this will be good. Nice. To measure the pancakes. Honest to God, I have no idea what this is. Dishwasher. Oh, can opener. Nice. I could not tell you the last time I opened a can, so thank you. I hope this gets use. That is everything. Thank you so much, Michaela. I appreciate you so much. I feel like my sister and I had a complicated relationship. We weren't really like friends when I was younger, if that makes sense. But now that we're older, we get along so well. And she is like genuinely, like if I'm ever in trouble or like if I ever need anything, and if I could just like rely on one person in my life, it is definitely her. So, yeah. Thanks. So obviously I took the interview because, well, I'm not an idiot. And it went really well. So well that... And so a new plan was struck. I put in my 4 weeks notice at work and then booked tickets to the one place in the world that I wouldn't have to pay rent. South Africa. And wouldn't you know, spending 2 months essentially living on an island with beautiful views, weather, and family, my outlook on everything began changing. And it felt like all of a sudden I had hit play on life again. So all in all, that leads us to here. My pretty empty 1-bedroom apartment in Melbourne. I started the job about a month ago now, and it is everything I could have hoped for. And the people I'm working with are so nice and just insanely talented people. But most importantly, I've started approaching life completely different than what I was. I'm a lot more present and enjoying all of the little joys that come throughout the day. Dogs! Do you see the dogs? Where are the dogs at? Get the dogs here. Get the dogs in the shot. I love dogs. Yeah, there they are. I've picked up much better habits like sleeping more, getting outside, and working out. And no, everything didn't all of a sudden become perfect. Actually, I feel like everything that could go wrong keeps, like this fucking fly. Oh my God. I feel like everything that could go wrong keeps going wrong, but that's a part of the journey. And for me, it's a good reminder for how funny it can be to be alive. I think the most important thing that I've learned over the last few years is that it doesn't matter where you're at, it's all up to you. You're the only one who can change the trajectory of your life. Oh my... Bro. You guys don't understand. That has been hung up there for like 2 weeks. You can't make this shit up. You are actually fucking kidding me. There is no way. That's so annoying, bro. What the... That is so funny. You might be like me and lack the confidence to navigate the world, but you can't keep living as a side character in your own life and watching your time go by. With the new year starting, it means that there's new opportunities around every corner, and it's yours. You need to romanticize life, laugh at it, and most importantly, cherish it, because you only get one. So make the most of it. I don't know, I imagine when I'm 50 looking back at this, I'll just be like, damn, wasn't that awesome when I was 22 sitting on a balcony in Melbourne? Oh, I'm gonna cry. So grateful. Thank you guys.